Good morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's a new day and a new opportunity. This morning I have Jan O'Brien and David Squier sitting across my desk, and we'll be talking to Jan and maybe even David.
We might let him speak.
So, Jan O'Brien and David Squier. Jan, welcome.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Okay, folks, you can post a question, and we will. I've got two or three questions I want to ask her, and then if you have a question about Realty ONE Group, about whatever, just post it, and we will get to your question. Jan, here's my first one. You've lived through the traditional practice of real estate, best known for split commissions.
Right.
And yet you decided to go with the 100% commission structure. Can you give us a quick review of your decision? When, where, what, et cetera?
Absolutely. So I've been licensed. I'm still a licensed broker in the state of Nevada since 1993. And honestly, I was working with a traditional broker at the time, Prudential. Number one market share in Las Vegas forever. And I watched almost 10 years ago. In fact, Realty ONE Group is going to be 10 years old May 1st. We're having a big celebration I'll tell you all about later coming up in Las Vegas. But anyway, I was in a traditional split brokerage for years, watched Realty ONE Group come onto the scene in Las Vegas, and within 2 to 3 years, literally just take over, not just in growth, but in production. And to this day, Realty ONE Group is still number one in Nevada, with my old company being number two, and they've never been able to catch up. And honestly, I was that type of broker who felt that it was all about the rock. And if I would have been, the Prudential rock, if I'd have been at any other broker, I probably would have been selling that to my agents. And I kind of woke up and realized, you know what? It's really all about the agent. It's not about the brand. And I think I was brainwashed into believing all those years as I was convincing agents that they needed to stay with us. It's really not about that. It's always about you, the agent, because you have the clients. And so I think that I just woke up and realized that, and I actually took a year off. So I took a year off from being a corporate broker and started my own training and coaching company. And the long and short of it is how I ended up at Realty ONE Group is that Kuba, the owner, I met with him. I was trying to get him to hire me. I was trying to get him to hire me to be a consultant to help his managers recruit, or at the time there was a lot of short sales going on, and I had written some short sale certification courses in Nevada. It was at the height of the short sale market, and all he wanted to do was hire me to be his recruiter, and I said no. And he relentlessly pursued me, Larry, for like a year. I would get these random texts from him saying, "Are you ready to come to work?" Well, long story short, my life circumstances changed and I need to get off the road and I need to go back to Las Vegas. And that's how I joined the company in 2010. And it's been the best decision that I've made in my real estate career.
Beautiful. So your initial position was?
I was boots on the ground being a broker in Nevada. And I really knew that ultimately I wanted to do what I'm getting to do now. However, I knew I needed to learn the model. Because remember, coming from that traditional split brokerage, in fact, it took me 6 months to really embrace. And you're an innovator here in your market. Took me 6 months to really embrace whether the 100% commission model would work. And then after that, because of being 16 years as a traditional broker, I would sit and interview someone to join and say, I know it's crazy. You get to keep all the money. I had that broker mentality for 6 months that I had to really let go of. So I was a broker in all the offices in Nevada and later became the general manager.
Wow. Did you notice, because it's one thing I've run up against, when I first started, I only wanted to hire seasoned agents. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have training. I did have some, where we were paperless and virtual, but I didn't have real estate training material. How do you do real estate? Was that a conflict at first, or you've been a part of development of those systems? Mm-hmm. So how did you adjust to that as you got involved in the 100% commission?
Well, interestingly enough, our model from the beginning, because of the owner Kuba was a real estate licensee in Nevada and kind of in the height of the market 11, 12 years ago. And thought and actually believed he was in 100% company before Realty One Group started and realized, I think I can do this better. And how he started the company was the idea of being a real estate agent, saying you can do more than just offer 100%. So since day one, he very quickly, as a matter of fact, he stole the trainer. He hired the trainer away from Prudential, and he brought training into Nevada right off the bat. So it was 100% structure with really beautiful offices and then training. And then over the years, he's slowly added more tools to where we are now, where it's a combination of all of it. So there was training going on in the brokerage offices up until just this last year or so that David Squier and I and a couple other folks have put together the new training that we now have for everybody that we're super excited about telling everybody about. So I feel that for me, I'm a trainer. So when I was on board with the company, I was doing training because I believe in coaching and training agents to success. So we were doing that from day one when I joined Realty One Group.
Okay, well, I just added, here's David to the top.
Hello.
So, David, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you became involved in this 100% commission concept?
I, like Jan, am from the traditional real estate model. She was actually my broker.
I was everybody's broker at one point or another in the state of Nevada.
quite a few further back years than I would like to admit. However, I was in the trenches as an agent, and I was building a mega team, if you will, during the boom in Las Vegas, and I was giving a lot of my money away, and was happy to do it, and so I made a change to a different company, and Jen and I kind of stayed connected through some of our training and coaching things we were working on, and came full circle. Jen asked me to come over and meet with her at Realty One Group, and I sat down, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe that all that I had heard for so many years from the other brokers was so far from the truth. In other words, you get it all. You know, there is training, there is support, there's coaching, and guess what? You get to keep all your money. So I came on board as a corporate broker, and also learned the systems and the model, and adjusted, and then fortunately moved into a coaching and training position with Jan. So that's where we are now.
And we always knew, David and I have known each other 20 years. We've had an affinity for coaching and training, and as David just said, he built a big team, and he had success with that, being a successful real estate agent, team leader, coach, and trainer. And I knew that we'd eventually work together, and that happened earlier this year when we were able to do this business coaching piece together. So that's been a dream that we've had, and here we are getting to do that now.
We're realizing it now.
In Memphis now.
In Memphis.
Okay, next point. Agents are by definition independent contractors. And in California, there is now, I think it's class action, a lawsuit. I think a Coldwell Banker agent sued his firm because they required him to join MLS and pay fees, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And yet he was forced as an independent contractor. And he's filed a suit that, in fact, he should be an employee and they should pay that. And I think that has been accepted as a class action. So that's just part of history and what goes on in the world. But what's good about that, an independent contractor, and what's bad about it?
So, for me, I think the beauty of why this real estate business can be so amazing for so many people is the fact that you're your own business leader, and being an independent contractor is key to that. Any of these companies that have tried to move to that employee model have failed, in my opinion, because that's not really what it's all about. It's about attracting the entrepreneur who wants to do the most in controlling their business. And I think it's the beauty of where else in America can you really start a business, work under a brokerage like your license, and not have all those risks and responsibilities, and either whether you decide to build a team or not, or just do what you want to do in real estate, you can really do well. Now, here's what's interesting about that. It's the percentages as well as I do. There's a reason why, to me, it's about a 90-10 rule, 80-20 rule, but I think it might be a 90-10 rule, but there's room for everyone, meaning some people get their real estate license to supplement something that they're doing. Others are maybe worked another career and they find real estate works for them. So I think there's something for everyone, but if you want to make it a really successful career, you can. And the key is being the independent contractor. It's being able to choose the direction that you want to go. And then what we have going on here with our model allows that independent contractor to maximize their profitability, leverage all the tools and systems, and really run a productive business. And that's what David and I love to do. That's what all the training that we're taking for the company and coaching has got this mindset of you're a business owner, real estate agent, you are an entrepreneur. I don't think a lot of folks are training people on how to really run their business like a business. And that's what David and I are both believe in, is we like to show people how to run their real estate business as a business. It's not just about, yes, we're going to teach you how to sell real estate, but honestly, my goal is to help more real estate agents learn how to run the business like a business and actually create an exit strategy. Maybe one day retire from the business, but they have learned how to set up a profitable business that they can sell or leave to someone or partner with someone and create a residual income. That's all possible because of the independent contractor status. Would not be possible if it was employee.
And so many times I hear people say, "Oh, I work for myself. I'm self-employed," and it couldn't be further from the truth. It should be, I own a real estate business, you know, and that mindset lacks. So that's all of the training that we do and all the coaching that we do ties into running your business like a business. I am a business owner.
And the beautiful thing about our company at Realty ONE Group is we really leverage technology. So we have our team back in Irvine has really, I think, gotten awesome at how they do live stream. So we do a lot of live stream training and coaching. So that means that David and I can train anywhere and everybody can participate in it, whether they watch it live through the YouTube live stream channel or catch it later when we're recording it. So we're going to be able to meet everybody as we're going across the country here. And as we plan our monthly trainings, reach everyone and share these ideas about how to run your business like a business.
And folks, I think most of you know that it's an emphasis I had from the very beginning about you're an independent contractor. It's your business. You need to learn how to build your business and work at that from that perspective. I think the biggest story told was when the market basically started collapsing in '06. And in fact, I remember Charlene Bailey came to my office. She was at Keller, and she was apologetic to me that there wasn't any way that I could compete with firms like that. And she was being very respectful, but she knew the broad scope of things. And so I said, one of the questions I asked her, I said, tell me this, did someone in Keller wave a red flag and say that this market is going to hell in a handbasket? And she said, well, no, I think that's up to the individual agent. I said, I agree with that 100%. And so, in fact, I had waved that red flag and told agent I felt the odds were we were going to lose the 20% of the value in this market. And at the time, I thought interest rates were going to jump up, but I found out a couple of months later it was the subprime issue. And so, I just think you have to realize you're going to have to do your own journey, walk your own path, and figure out how to run your business with all the dynamics involved in your life. Okay, let me ask another question for you guys. Why is it Realty ONE Group? Why not some other group?
For meaning why we're part of it or why now in the industry?
Solid Source Realty is a large firm, very similar to this in Atlanta. Why not a firm like that? Why Realty ONE Group?
I have to say that here's why I'm with Realty ONE Group, and I think this for me sums up why a lot of people, it's the why this dynamic growth. There is something unique about our company in that Kuba, really the owner, started the company with this belief that everybody has a voice, and this is not a bunch of just talk. Everyone has a voice and it's very collaborative. So somebody like me who's been 20-something years in the business that went out and, started my own company, which, by the way, I realized when I did that, what I missed was the collaboration and making a difference. And so I came full circle to leave, a traditional brand to go do my own thing for coaching and training, to realize that I miss being able to do something to make a difference. That's why I'm here, because Realty ONE Group has a vision of bringing like-minded entrepreneurs together that have the ability, the environment, the offices to make their dreams come true. Literally, they have everything. I mean, David said a minute ago, what I love about the company is it's all the tools and training and support you would expect in those companies that you have to give up your money and on some type of a split. That's what everyone's saying. You go to those places to get that, but the unique thing here is you get all those and you get the commission structure. So it's the best of all worlds, plus the leveraging of technology, but it's the vision of the company. And he has created a group of people now that are synergistic, that work together. There are so many cool folks that work in our main office in Irvine that are young, a mixture. There's old people like me with young people, and that makes the difference because the videos that we're creating, the technology that we're leveraging, the traditional business that needs to be there is all happening, but it's because everyone can feel like they're part of something. And so when I go to work every day back there, if I'm not on the road, I just have this sense of wow. And that's the sense that everybody has, from the young people to the, I'll say, veteran, seasoned people. I'm not old. We feel like we're making a difference. And that's important to me at this point in my career, that I can be someplace where I really feel that what I'm doing is making a difference. And that's why Realty ONE Group. And it just doesn't change. It keeps on getting better, and we keep on adding more things, more people. We're so excited to be in Memphis right now. It's the first time I've been in Memphis, so super excited about that. And the fact that you guys are coming on board and expanding the footprint, and really the first group in the Southeast. Come on, you're going to take over the world here. So we're super excited to be part of that with you.
David, do you have any?
Yeah, I want to add. I have to, based on my 30 years of being in the trenches in sales. Wow, almost 30 years. I would say that and more so than any company, and I've experienced almost every company out there, I think that this company has something for every type of agent. I mean, it doesn't matter what type of agent you are. If you're an agent that, you have that entrepreneurial spirit and you want to build a big business, all the tools are here for you. If you're an agent that just wants to, like Jan said earlier, wants to do a couple deals a year, and that fits for you, well, that works as well. Also, we have, there's a little bit of something for everyone. If you want to be a part of a cool culture and a great office community, we've got that. So I think this company has a little bit of something for everyone, and I think from an agent's perspective, that's important. It's all the tools, all the things you need or want.
Okay, one question to both of you: what makes you wake up in the morning?
Coffee.
You know what? For me, here's what it is for me. And I get up every day going, gosh, it's so amazing that I feel like I'm living what is my personal vision. And my personal vision and mission in life is to help other people discover and reach their full potential. That's what I feel like I'm here on the earth to do. That's what I enjoy most. And I get to do that every day here.
Yeah, I've done a lot of soul searching over the last several years, and this is truly what I've always wanted to do. And I finally, the opportunity arose. Thanks, Jan. And I'm doing what I love to do every single day. I'm excited. Jan mentioned the culture in Irvine at the corporate office, and it's
which
just
we call the lab because
yeah.
There's some crazy scientific madness going on there.
It is. It's so exciting to me to be a part of this, collaboration. It's creativity, it's forward thinking, it's exciting, and really every single day I wake up, I say, "Wow, I am. This is what I've always wanted to do. It's the perfect job, the perfect opportunity for me to be a part of this. So I look forward to going to work every day."
There's three little buzzwords or groupings of words that we're using in a lot of our materials now to attract agents. And there's a website called youwinat1.com. And honestly, that does sum it up. You do win at one. Everyone wins at one. But it's cool culture. And we use these in social media, hashtags. So if you start following us in social media, you'll see us using cool culture, creative coaching, and crazy commission. So a little alliteration, a little use of that there, but that sums us up. The culture is unique, the coaching is creative, and honestly, the commission structure couldn't be better than having everything that you need to run your business and be able to keep your money. And people will ask me, how can you do that, Jan? When I sit down and talk to folks, how can you do that 100% commission and offer all those things? And it's through the leverage of the building of the company. So we're at over 6,200 agents across the country. With you guys coming on board, we'll be over 6,500 and growing. So that's how we have enough agents on board that the company can reinvest in the agents and provide more tools and training and things that are going to help you run your business.
And the great thing is our company is agent driven. I mean, if we're successful, we're growing at that pace because our agents are happy. I mean, they're out there spreading the word. They're screaming from the rooftops, I love my company, and you would too. And so it's a win-win.
It is how we've grown, actually. The agents are the fans, and we get that the agent is the brand. We actually, my favorite one of our posters that we use has got a rock guitarist on it. It's hanging up in my office, and it just says, you're the brand, we're your band. And that sort of sums up for a different demographic the idea that we get it's about you. It's not about the company. We're here to support you, which even means co-branding with us so that you can run your business.
Oh, that's powerful. Okay, now this one you're going to have to think a little bit, but over the months, over the years, who have you run across that somebody that may have just been insignificant to everybody else, but maybe it was a conversation, maybe it was about real estate, maybe it was about dreams and hopes and all of this, and you walked away from it saying, wow, that is one of the most dynamic people I have ever met. Somebody that no one else might see that in, but you got a glimpse of what their future could be and how they could achieve their dreams and hopes.
Well, I have to honestly say, I keep going back to the visionary that is our owner. And when I first met him, Kuba was always very behind the scenes. And so I was meeting him when I was referencing a little while ago of sitting down as an independent consultant. And at the time, he was probably only like 35 years old or so. No, less than that, 34. And he was the guy running this company. And so I saw him for the first time, very behind the scenes. We're trying to get him out a little bit and get more on video. And he's a very, very much a private guy. And I met him and I went, how is this guy? First of all, I thought, how cocky of him after I left, because he would text me and say, I'm like, who does this guy think he is? But honestly, he's counterintuitive. And I have, in all the years doing real estate, I've met a lot of influencers, but I haven't met someone who just thinks differently. And that's why I think the success of the company is that he's a little bit counterintuitive to the average broker or person out there who might be the traditionalist saying, well, this is the way we've always done things, and this is the way we're going to keep doing things. Well, that's the problem. Isn't it, Larry? Isn't that why
industry-wide,
the large companies, the old school brokers I think are dying like the dinosaur. Yes. And it takes somebody with some vision to be willing to stand up against all odds and say, I don't think that's the direction we need to go. Let's go this way. Now, I've had to adjust my thinking around that because I'll sometimes argue and say, well, wait a minute. And then I have to go, wait a second. There's a reason why you do these things sometimes. They're counter to what everybody does, and it's what breaks through. And we really kind of look at it as we disrupt the industry, but disruption is not a bad thing necessarily. No. In fact, I'm talking to you guys. All know your broker here on this call, and honestly, Larry is another one of these people. I've met a lot of brokers in my travels going through here through Realty ONE Group, and that's been another amazing part of this journey is getting to meet people all across the country. And what attracts folks to us is that we're like-minded. And so when I say, Larry, sincerely, you fit into that same model of someone who wants to be a disruptor, who has been a disruptor, who has the vision similar to what I was just saying to Kuba, that you see something needs to be done differently, and you've been willing to do it. Well before Kuba started it, you had this model that you were doing. And so for us to come together, I think is a match made in heaven. I saw your email, and I have to tell you, I think it is, because it's two forward-thinking leaders in the industry teaming up, because that's what's going to leverage and support all your agents that are here in the tri-state area that are selling real estate here and building their business. So it is a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more, actually. And it takes guts. Doesn't it take guts to be to do something different and to take those risks? And I agree with Jen. I think with Kuba, I think actually the whole team, at the lab, that collaboration, that creativity that goes on there. We've got some of the brightest minded people. Like I said earlier, I'm so excited to work with them every day because there's this collaboration that goes on that just is like nothing I've ever seen before. So I would say that team, that collaboration in general is what moves me.
Yeah. That's great. Hey, folks, we have talked. Anybody have a question? We're going to go to one more. And let's talk about how do you think Realty ONE Group is positioned to compete in markets across the country?
Well, I honestly feel that we are at the tip of the iceberg on how fast I think things are going to continue to grow. And we've had this very aggressive growth plan for 10 years that continues to go up and up. And I just feel that the timing is everything, meaning that I believe real estate agents across the country are waking up to there's more. And maybe they're starting to not necessarily believe. And I say this because I was one of those brokers that was telling my agents, you do not want to go over to that 100% company. You need this brand. The consumer wants this brand. And when I just saw the NAR statistics recently, that one of the questions in that annual home buyers and sellers survey was, how important is the brand to you when you choose your real estate agent? And only 5% of the people said it was important, which again solidifies that it's the agent that's the brand,
Yes.
not the company. So that being said, I believe we're poised because we really understand that and we really do get that it's about the agent. And that's not just a marketing piece that we're agent centric. I stopped using agent centric because I think some of the other brands use that. I just believe we say you're the brand here at Realty ONE Group, and it is about you, not about us. And that's why I believe we're poised to be strategic as we grow. Because Larry, what I just said to you a minute ago is important. We're not just going to grow for the sake of growing. We have to have a match. We have to have broker owners and agents that understand who we are and that this is what they really want, and they can be okay with being a disruptor in their marketplace and adjust to this. It's a win for everybody, including
Yes.
obviously the clients. The buyers and sellers are out there because that's who we're ultimately taking care of. And so I believe that we're poised for that kind of growth, but it's strategic. It's not, let's take over the world tomorrow. We need to make sure we have good alignment in every city and state that we're in, that we're all on the same page, sharing the same values.
I agree.
And if you looked at it from, we talked about being a business owner. If you look at it from a business owner's perspective, it makes good business sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a smart business decision. And I think real estate agents are becoming more business savvy, and they're starting to realize that it makes good business sense. It's just that simple.
We definitely shake it up in the markets that we go in, which means that you got to be ready for some people trying to attack you a little bit, but we're okay with that. And I bet you're okay with that too, Larry.
I'm okay with that. Yes.
Okay. He's tough skin.
Well, folks, I think you can see this is just the tip of the iceberg, sharing some of the things about their own personal journey in real estate and how they got to where they are at this point. I think one aspect of this, and I wrote a post in LinkedIn about the broker-centric versus agent-centric, and I think this approach, if you want to put your future into the hands of a broker, you stop and think about brokers you've known. They are more administrative than they are a leader in being able to give you guidance and help you to understand business and how it works. I am not sure I've met a broker in real estate that I would have much comfort about guidance from a business standpoint, from the future, from the different dynamics of the business, and yet that is how it's structured. I think you have to, in your own world, build your sense of what today is, how you need to grow your business, find a model that works for you, and go from there. And yet most brokers take a position. I don't know how often you can get in touch with them or anything, but I'm reminded of a quote from Jack Welch. He said, when you were made a leader, you weren't given a crown. You were given the responsibility to bring out the best in others. And folks, I think you will see the value of that in Jan's presentation tonight at the meeting. I hope all of you can come, bring a friend. It will be at 5:30. Through the insistence of one of our brokers, I am having a cash bar there. So, but other than that, we're coming for some hard-driven communication about where we are, what our future will be. So I hope you'll be there. It starts right on the button at 5:30, and it's about a 90-minute presentation, and you'll be able, if you got to get back to your job or back home or whatever, They have security at that building. So I think as many people as we have there, you have nothing to worry about. So please make the meeting, and I promise you will not be disappointed. Okay, folks, thank you for listening, and